Jai Shri Ram. Learn to use these phrases. Moral outlook. You see, moral perspectives, moral viewpoints. The moral outlook of the Hindu can be understood by studying the Bhagavad Gita. Unfortunately, there are so many customs and practices which the Hindus indulge in, but no, again, not all Hindus indulge in these practices. And the problem is to the foreigner who has no grounding in spirituality, these customs might look like extremely primitive activities, but there is a deep philosophical foundation. And again, unfortunately, most common people have no idea why they're doing what they're doing because our education system unfortunately has failed us because we continue with the Macaulay British system. Had it been a Gurukula system, our people, the most common Hindu, would have been in a position to explain it to a foreigner. Right? We are going to bring about that change. The moral outlook of the Hindu is the most humanist. It is Hinduism alone that can uplift this whole of humanity. Hinduism will spiritualize the whole world. And now let's continue with our discussion. Moral obligations. What are our moral obligations as a human being? There are some moral obligations. Now, what's an obligation? An obligation should be understood as anything that is morally binding, any activity that you must do, and of course, you need not do it, that's a different thing. Some people don't do it, but then you must do if you have any sense of morality left in you, which is taking care of the environment, taking care of animals, not harming them, not slitting their necks and eating their meat. That is a morally deficient act. Okay, so moral obligations include respecting everyone, unconditional positive regard, respecting parents, respecting people. Moral obligations involve not being discriminative. No racism, no casteism, and here Hinduism doesn't have any caste. This word caste has been imposed on us. We have kulam and jati, consanguinity. Now kulam is the family profession. Like anywhere in the world, you will find a carpenter's son. Or a bricklayer's son, they learn the family trade. There are so many arts. Artisans are there. Their children learn their arts. So teachers are there. So all these are there. These classification of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, this classification applies not just to humans worldwide, it applies to trees and animals and in fact even minerals. Okay. So that's a deeper subject that has to be explored. We will discuss that. Briefly, I can tell you at least this much. So, if you look at the animals also, or trees for that matter, the Sattvic tree, the Kshatriya tree, the Vaishya tree, and the Shudra tree. So, the uses, the functions are different. So, this is simply a categorization, classification, a taxonomy of four broad classifications, and within these units or species there is again tremendous diversity. So this is an attempt to classify and it works. So morally deficient dogmas are there in the holy books of many major religions. While they are busy actually criticizing Hinduism, they never take a deeper look. In fact, you don't even have to take a deeper look. Some of the dogmas are so disgustingly reprehensible that it will shock you as to how so many people in the world still follow this. It simply means that either they don't read the book or they are being misled by their, religious leaders into thinking that this is all fine. Moral law, moral thinking, moral reasoning. Your moral reasoning will improve once you study the Bhagavad Gita. We must get rid of all morally abhorrent customs, especially morally abhorrent institutions like slavery, which have been institutionalized by these holy books. To institutionalize means to establish as a custom. The word institution also means custom. Moral cockroaches, I call these people morally crippled. They are morally crippled. when they are not willing to condemn slavery, they are not willing to condemn misogyny, they are not willing to condemn female genital mutilation, they are not willing to condemn so many other acts which are absolutely morally reprehensible. Such people, you can call them moral cockroaches, moral cripples, and they are actually morally crippled. Morally crippled. Moral excellence. The icon is Sri Rama and Sri Krishna. But of course, when you start judging Krishna by human standards, you will probably develop some reservations, and especially a lot of mud has been slung on him, but that's a different matter. Rama is the ultimate icon of moral excellence. The morally dead human, the morally moribund ones. Moribund means on the verge of dying. These are the people who cannot unfortunately reason correctly, their moral reasoning is flawed, and therefore they cease to be real humans. So keep using these phrases, listen to this talk, and then you will be able to express your ideas much better, more convincingly. Jai Shri Ram.